welcome to episode 18 of the Pack Homer Podcast, brought to you by Waters and Mathis CPAs. If you want to run rule the IRS, visit WMCPAs.com. Raleigh Regional, we beat them all, boys. We beat Bryant, and then we beat South Carolina. Might have got their coach fired, and then we beat James Madison the night. How about it? What you think? We ain't prepared. We ain't got no notes. I just got home. My kids are still at the stadium getting autographs. D-Rock just got his second save in 2 nights. Let's go.
Kids are getting Carson's getting some hitting instruction from Trot right now. Big Trot.
Yeah. Big Nixon.
We got Papa Trot. Papa
Trot. Papa Trot. There you go. Papa Trot.
I don't know if you're listening or watching, we passed these stickers out this weekend to put on your vehicle. Pack Homer Podcast. I have my daughter and son working in the stands, so if you took one from them, I hope they didn't bug you too much, but put it somewhere special. Man, what a weekend. We left no doubt. We left no doubt. We're not going to go very long tonight. We're probably going to give you a half hour. Because we're going to come back probably Thursday night, give you a super regional preview. Wesley's already been down to Athens and put them on notice, so they know that the Pack's coming to town this weekend.
I will say I do think it's worth mentioning that shortstop for Georgia Tech continues to let the Wolfpack down.
He continues.
My God. Is there any doubt? Good God. Bases loaded, let's swing at a ball 4.
Bottom of the ninth.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Georgia Tech was the home team. Peyton Green swung at ball 4, 3 inches off the plate. And the first baseman and the pitcher made an incredible play to get him out at first. But and then Georgia ended up winning in the 10th. But golly, almost went to the Monday game. In that, I think so far, right? Obviously we're recording this Sunday night right after our game, but Virginia, Clemson, Florida State, and us are the only ones that's clinched so far. Oh, and Georgia now, but
the ACC representing.
Yeah, Duke lost, Wake lost. So
yeah, I got a feeling the Pirates are going to come back and win that regional in Greenville. Yeah. Took care of Evansville today,
but talking about you mentioned Cal, leave no doubt. I agree. You always felt like certainly in the game tonight that we were the better team, but man, I don't know how many runners we ended up leaving on. We left the bases loaded 4 times, and I think out of those 4 times that we left the bases, we had the bases loaded in 4 innings, left them loaded 4 times, but I think we only got the 2 runs from the walks, right? Off the bases loaded.
Via the walk. You guys want to replay the walk? So, you can follow us on that Pack Homer Pod on Instagram. I think there's some video footage of those walks, but
some footage from the stands.
Some footage from the stands.
My point just was, I think we were at one point we were 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. I don't know where we kind of ended up, but I guess in the second, was that like the second or third inning of the Bryant game when we were down 1-0? I think that's the only time we trailed, right, all weekend.
I think that's right. We
never trailed other than early on in the Bryant game. So that was awesome. I'm glad that we could go ahead and close it out tonight. Didn't want to have to play in the Monday afternoon game, and be nice for these guys to be able to regroup and get ready to go down to Athens.
Boys, I want to talk about the games a little bit, but how awesome is it? We've been here since day one. And I ain't throwing no shade. I'm not. We appreciate all the people that cover the Pac-9, but there's some we got a little competition in the marketplace now. Some professionals, but the amateurs have been here since February. having a few coldies on Sunday night and talking about the Pac-9. How fun is it that we're 2 wins away from going to Omaha?
That's awesome. And I tell you what, like I didn't watch Georgia much this year. I did watch them. I feel like I watched early on when it was the Condon Burris matchup. The Georgia Tech. I think they played Georgia Tech in a series, right? I don't think it was just a midweek. I think they played them in a series. But I just remember watching a Georgia Tech Georgia game, and I hadn't watched them, much until some of the game yesterday, and then the end of that game tonight. I think they're. I mean, we'll get into it later in the week, but I like
They're
Georgia.
beatable.
I mean, I think they're beatable, no question.
So let's talk a little bit about the 3 games this weekend. One thing I wanted to talk about is, we went out, we changed nothing in our rotation. We threw Sam on Friday against Bryant. We threw Dom Saturday, and we threw Witt tonight. And hats off to all those guys. They took the ball when they're normally called to take it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and got the job done. Sam on Friday night, I think he threw 6. Does that sound right? And handed it to Duden. And at the time, I think even amongst us, we were kind of text messaging a little bit that, gosh, you hate to use Duden in a game you got in hand. But then the more I thought about it, and I've been critical at times, but hats off to Coach Chrysler and Coach Avent. I really got to thinking about it on Saturday morning, and I was like, you know what? If we don't bring somebody in there that we know is going to shut the door, and they hit a CNI single and then hit one in the gap, and all of a sudden it's a 8-4, 9-4 ball game, and then you got to use D-Rock on Friday night, or you got to bring Schaffner in, and you could really stand a chance to eat up your bullpen. We went straight by the game plan. We went Sam to Duden, and then last night Dom gave us a good start. We went Dom to Coop, and then from Coop to D-Rock, and then tonight we went. Duden was fresh again, and we went Witt, Duden, and D-Rock. And I mean, how nice is it to have those freshmen and sophomores in high leverage situations? I mean,
and we still had Marone on ice. I think that was we could have potentially had him for tomorrow, which all of us would have trusted him in any of those games. So yeah, it was those kids from JMU and Bryant on Friday night had not seen the 90-mile-an-hour slider with the absolute bottom dropping out of it. That Jacob Duden was throwing. So,
and I think
that was
Duden
fun
threw
to
one
watch.
night 92. He threw a 92-mile-an-hour slider. Like, it's just ridiculous. And we were sitting there, and what was the kid's name? Mangini for James Madison. I mean, I think, am I right that he drove in
He had
every single
drove in
run
all
they
their
scored
runs
today? Yeah.
today, both games. Yeah.
He had 4 home runs today. He also had an RBI double. He drove in every single run they scored. And even him he was sitting there a couple of times, and he was late on the slider. The slider was that good from Jacob Duden. But I mean, we talked a lot early in the year about walking guys, and we talked about our bullpen being a little iffy. Honestly, our starting rotation was a little bit iffy in the beginning of the year. Wesley, we didn't let you talk a whole lot tonight, but how do you feel about where we're at now with the formula we have with 3 guys starting that have thrown a lot of innings, and then 2 freshmen and a sophomore, and then you throw in Schaffner and Marone, who are also young guys on the back end. I mean, feels a lot like the last time we were in Omaha to me.
I got a lot to say.
Go ahead, Buck.
First of all, I just want to say how much I love NC State. I mean, last night of the game, and just based on on where I live and other things going on, I was only able to be there on Saturday night. But just our our culture of our school, you know, you know, we don't have the biggest stadium in the country. We don't have things that are glittering, but we got culture, and whether it be football or whether it be baseball. I mean, can Coach Avon, and I've been saying this since the beginning we started this podcast, he just doesn't get the credit that he deserves for the program that we have. And then, you just think about, I remember the story of Pennington when he came to NC State, when he was doing his visits. Of course, we haven't pointed out the 2 home runs he hit last night. But when he's doing his visits and he pulls up to the, I guess he's on his visit, and he sees our, what we referred to a couple of times, the Cracker Box or Cracker Jack Stadium, and we're playing country music, and you got these, bunch of guys out there, and he feels at home. And anybody that's been around Elliott knows that there's never been a truer NC State guy. As we sit here and we're doing this podcast, us three that love NC State, more than anything than our wives and family, that's Elliott. And I think that's just the success of the program. And, that's my first thought tonight as I've been here, Silent, is just how much I love. And, I had a chance to meet the Bechtels and Miss Consiglio, and, for those families coming, becoming a part of the NC State family, I hope they feel the same thing, that we have, that we've been a part of that for most of our lives. But it's special to us. People may think we're crazy, but it is special to us. And that's why we have, 3 guys sitting here on 10:35 on Sunday night, when another night I'd be in bed talking about NC State baseball. So that's my first thought, is just my love for NC State, the school in general, and everybody that helps make that success. And the next thought is a public statement. And I haven't gotten a board ruling on this, but we will personally, Pac Homer will make a donation to get some TVs around the bathroom area. That was a little frustrating, the bathroom line. And Adam, you didn't see it, but it was a little absurd. And I was actually following the game on ESPN Plus as I was in the bathroom line. So Pac Homer will provide some TVs around the bathroom area if we're struggling from a budget standpoint. But then from the game standpoint, we've been saying it all year, is you just hope that some of these series that we've been in, that we will be able to glean something out of it from the young guys. And it's been honestly a privilege to watch the growth of the young players. And honestly, when we've been saying young players all along, we've been talking about Duden and Consiglio, Marone, Jackson Lucas. But I mean, hey, Derek Smith's a young player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been awesome, and hats off to all the coaching staff for how they've helped develop these guys to get to this point. And, they played all their cards right. And honestly, watching the game, I probably might have pulled Dom a little earlier, but that's why they get paid the big bucks. I mean, it worked out how they did, how they played those cards. And I'm happy it worked out that way.
Adam, what's our Pac Homer email address? I was just going to tell them, like, tonight, about at the end of the 8th inning, I had to run to the men's room, and I got caught up in that line out on the Wesley's point, and Noah Souls hit one in the trees. I sure would love to see it. So
yeah.
If Ben wants to send us an invoice to the Pac Homer Pod, we'd be glad to buy him a few televisions.
It's packhomerpod@gmail.com.
All right, Ben, if I don't know if Ben listens or not, but Ben, if you're listening at the Wolfpack Club, there's 6 TVs on us. Do we need that many? I don't know how many we need, but Ben, just get up with us. We'll be glad to help. We'll be glad.
We'll come up with.
We'll figure it out. We'll scrap together and figure it out.
You talking about Coach Avent, Wes, and then Cal mentioned Noah Souls' home run. I didn't realize it until and y'all, and Wes, you were watching on TV. Cal missed it, the home run and the little clip that they showed. But when Souls hit his home run, I mean, it was a no doubter. I mean, everyone knew it off the bat, and he took a couple of steps towards first base and laid his bat down on the ground. And I didn't get it at the time because I missed the reaction from. Was that the game last night when they wore the camo unis?
Tonight.
We wore the camo tonight.
No, it was it was camo tonight. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, was it last night he hit a home run or was it Friday?
Friday night.
Souls.
Friday night.
So Friday night, Cal, they showed a little clip after the game. I mean, after the home run that Souls Friday night flipped his bat, I guess, real high. And when he got back to the dugout, Avent was like all in his grill and like almost like pushing him up beside the dugout, like in his face. And so tonight, when he hit the home run, he laid the bat down. I mean, he bent down and set the bat down on the ground. And when he came around home plate at the top of the steps, the first person to greet him was Coach Avent and just went up and gave him a big bear hug. And that was a pretty cool moment. So,
I mean, who else in the country would you rather your son play for than that guy?
yeah,
Man,
I just absolutely love that.
Every time he marches out of the dugout, like the passion that he has, and he's been doing this, I don't know how long he's been a head coach now, all the way back to New Mexico. I mean, it's probably, we're pushing what, 30 some years. And the passion that he has, I mean, I just absolutely love it. And, at the ballpark, Wesley, mentioned earlier, and we've given our ballpark a hard time, not because we don't love it, but, there's 2,500 to 3,000 people there tonight. And when we stand up in early in the game and, salute our troops, like our kids are all about that. Like the NC State program is everything the three of us are about. Like, love our country. We don't need to go off on a tangent, but we're just a bunch of blue collar guys. All three of us obviously work in agriculture, hand in the dirt, as Coach Dorn likes to say. Man, I just love our university. I'm so proud of them that through all the adversity they battled. I talked to a James Madison fan tonight when I was standing in line with no television, and really, really nice guy, I want to say. And hats off to James Madison. Those guys are scrappy, buddy. Like, they did not lay down, and they got out of so many jams to make tonight's ball game a ball game. But I got in line, and, he was talking about, I guess, so their pitcher, Cool is his last name. I didn't know if it was Cooley or Cool, but it's Cool. And I guess he had some shoulder stiffness and was unable to throw this weekend for them. And he was talking about their injuries. And I even told him, I said, we kind of had our injuries at the right time. Not that you want to have any, but, we lost Matt Willetson early in the year, or before the season even started. We lost Matt, and then we lost Shane Van Dam later in the year. So if you're going to, have some injuries to a rotation, I will say that, we had a little bit of time to adjust where those guys didn't. But to take the group of guys we got, and there ain't no headliners. I mean, AMAC, who got MVP of the regional tonight. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he was the MVP of the Raleigh Regional. AMAC, I don't know what ECU Pirate fans would say, but he was kind of a castaway in Greenville. They had a young buck that they felt like, if they let AMAC keep, starting 56 games over there on the corner, that they might lose. And they rolled the dice and said, we're, kind of like we did with Russell Wilson and Mike Glennon, that maybe we should keep the young guy for a couple years rather than the old reliable veteran for one. And I mean, what AMAC and Garrett Pennington have done for this team, I mean,
just absolutely take it for granted, right?
Absolutely.
We don't talk about them on our show enough, really, and it's just because they're so reliable. I guess Amax, his hit streak he broke his hit streak last night, right? Because
Listen,
he had a 21 game hit streak last night. I know he was
I think
0
he
for
was.
4 at his last.
Yeah,
0 for 5 last night.
he was
Popped
over
out.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he broke it last night. He had a 21 game hitting streak coming into last night, and then obviously he made up for it tonight. But and with Pennington last night, he picked up the slack for AMAC. But yeah, we just absolutely don't talk about those guys enough and just take them for granted because they've just been such a huge. I mean, they've just been there the whole season. I mean, those guys. I feel like their batting average hadn't fluctuated 20 points one direction or other the whole year. Like they've just been so consistent and so reliable. Um, Gosh, what a find and be able to get both those guys to Raleigh. Um, just uh, just so impressive and so glad to have them. And we all talked about it. When we first got AMAC, we were excited about shoring up the defense at third base, and we never really even considered. I mean,
That a
I
guy was
guess
going to
you
hit
could
20
make the
home runs.
yeah, you could make the mistake of looking at his stats in Greenville, kind of like teams are probably making the mistake of looking at the stats of our bullpen guys, right now.
Yeah.
So,
Like here comes D-Rock with a 5 ERA. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
yeah, I'm telling you, I love it though. I love it. I mean, I just absolutely love that we're, you know,
Two
I feel
more
like we're
guys I
just
wanted to mention,
flying under the radar.
and I want to tell you right now, and this ain't the Pac-13 from Omaha, but guys, we're so kind of beat up with the injury that if you look at the 9 we rolled out there this weekend, the only guy that we really have as an option off the bench was Chase Nixon this weekend, who obviously all three of us are really high on Chase Nixon. We'd have loved to seen him have a couple swings at it this weekend. But if you look at our team, I don't know if you guys tonight I don't know if you guys even noticed when Brandon Butterworth got back picked, he came up a little gimpy, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I have no idea who's going to play short. Like I don't even know who our shortstop is if Brandon Butterworth's not playing. And then another thing, my wife mentioned a couple of times last night in kind of big moments against South Carolina, Jacob Cozart. He is the calming. He's the calm of he's the captain of this baseball team. There's no question. Like if you take that guy off the field, and my wife, who is an avid baseball fan, but she, we were talking about how much he catches, and he doesn't get days off. South Carolina last night, I guess, played without Ethan Petrie, and they had to play Messina at first and play with a backup catcher. But Jacob Cozart never takes a day off hardly. I mean, he was going to catch 36 innings this weekend if that's what it took. Thankfully, only had to catch 27. But we're kind of I hate to use the word ragtag, but we're kind of we can't afford an injury. We're already beat up enough. And you know what, Brandon Butterworth, I mean, just absolutely just phenomenal defensively. The play he made last night, the double play on the line drive against South Carolina,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
tonight the play he made onto the tarp over there in left field. That guy, and then Jacob Cozart, just no matter how big the moment gets, no matter how loud the stadium gets, um, everybody on the field is looking at Jacob Cozart, and I think when he's calm, he brings a calm to this baseball team that is hard to put hard to quantify how valuable he is to this baseball team, whether he's hitting or not. And I know he had a knock tonight, but a guy that can get really hot for us. So I'm really, really excited about our opportunity to go to Athens next week. I like us. I can't wait to get together and talk about it on Thursday evening. We're gonna give it a little bit better breakdown. Obviously, if you guys are college baseball fans, I don't think there's a whole lot of debate on who's going to win the Golden Spikes Award. How many home runs has Condon hit now? 36, 35?
36 at one time. Yeah.
So we're going to go face, probably the best hitter in the country. I think he's hitting like 450.
He was the number
But
one overall draft pick too.
but I like the formula. I like the formula that we have. Our starters. I think it is going to be important for Coach Chrysler. Not to make the mistake of falling in love too long with either Sam or Dom or Witt. And how good was Logan Whitaker tonight? He played.
Solid, always solid.
I think that was his longest outing of the year.
And so if you're followers of the pod, we're Logan Whitaker guys. I mean, and that's not to take anything away from Dom or Sam, but I mean, is he not the guy you want to have to rock? And I mean, if it comes down to it, win a national championship and win a super regional, do you not want the ball in Logan Whitaker's hands? I don't
Absolutely.
I don't care if his ERA is 9. Like, he just goes out there and he eats innings. And did it again tonight.
I guess he actually only ended up going 6. I think he had gone 6 1/3. I was thinking he went 6 2/3, but I guess he went an even 6.
And then we handed it over to Duden for 2, and then to D-Rock there to close it out. And I don't know. It's kind of hard too to I guess Derek Smith would have to answer that question about how much the rest meant for him that week where he didn't pitch at the ACC tournament. But guys, the last 2 nights he's been on the mound, he's looked absolutely unhittable.
Absolutely he has. And I was thinking about it tonight when both Duden and him came in. It's almost like between the ACC tournament and finishing up the regular season, neither one of those guys pitched a whole lot. And so, I mean, the rest, like you said, was good for them. But I was almost glad to see both of them get back in there tonight because I feel like they need that, short rest outing, back-to-back outings to just kind of, get that feel and kind of prove to themselves that they could do it because they haven't been called on to do that back-to-back nights, and certainly D-Rock hadn't been, and I don't even know when.
Yeah, well, I guess my thoughts as we're winding down is what's the point of the ACC tournament? Duke goes to Norman, loses. Moving forward, what's even the point of the ACC tournament?
I still want to win ACC though.
I
I agree
guess.
with you. I agree with you. It is. I mean, on a national basis, obviously. I mean, you think about the automatic bids, and look what our automatic bid meant to us in basketball. So I mean, you do have the chance of playing for that, right, to be in the auto qualifier. But from a seeding standpoint, it's.
I mean, you think Duke feels good about their ACC championship right now?
Well, that's the only thing they got to feel good about.
Chris Pollard might feel good about it. I was reading the South Carolina boards, and they can't wait to get rid of Kingston. They all want a lot of fans there want to hire Chris Pollard at South Carolina, and I think to be honest, we'd probably be glad for him to take him because I think he's a dang good baseball coach. How about Wake, preseason number 1 in the country, home and 2?
That's just Wake for you. I think we just need to go ahead and put Wake in the G5. To be honest, just go ahead and kick them down. That was all they had, man. And now it is what it is. If we're gonna start talking about some other baseball games, watch Yee Savage pitch, and that guy's a stud. It's going to be awesome to watch him pitch against Tennessee next weekend. I think I'm foregoing they're going to beat Evansville tomorrow, but it's going to be really cool to see him pitch in Knoxville and see what happens there.
No.
One thing I was thinking about talking about pitching was, when's the last time has Sam, Dom, and Witt all 3 got a W in a weekend all year? I don't think so.
Did Dom get the W last night? Were we tied
He did.
4-4? He did. He got it.
He
Okay.
did. He pitched 5 innings.
Yeah, but did they tie it up and then we took the lead back?
Oh, you're
Yeah, I
right. It was
thought.
Consiglio. It was
Yeah,
Consiglio.
I
That's
think
right.
it's
Dang.
Consiglio
Yeah,
got the win.
it would have been. That's right. I was thinking earlier. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That was. They did. Yeah.
Dom pitched good
Uh,
enough for the win last night, but
he
Dom
did.
was good.
Yeah. I forgot about
man.
those in the top of the 7th there. We got
But
2
no,
in the
I
top
feel
of the
really
7th.
confident about a team we're taking to Athens next weekend. I mean, I feel like we have the ability to win an ugly game. We have the ability to go out and shove.
So
And go ahead,
are
Wes.
are any Pack homers going to be in Athens next weekend?
Gosh, man, I got. I hate to say it, I got my member guest next weekend, and
I got my room. I got my room booked.
I saw
Oh.
Greg Haas. Me and Greg talked tonight, and Greg's gonna come on the show here at some point. But Greg told me he already has his room booked next weekend in Athens, and he's ready to go to Omaha. I'm gonna be in Omaha if we can figure out a way to win 2 next weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, boys. I got a member guest next weekend too, Cal. And I hadn't even told my wife about that one. And then if I throw in, I'm in Iowa all this week, and if I throw in Georgia, I don't know how that's going to go. And then the next weekend, so my big deal next week, the following weekend, if we could do Omaha, is I got a buddy flying in from New York for the U.S. Open, and we have a house book all week in Pinehurst. And he's going to be very upset with me when I have to say change of plans, bud.
Already did not. I didn't even get tickets to U.S. Open. I live, 55 minutes away from Pinehurst. I'm not going to the U.S. Open as much as I love golf because I was planning on being in Omaha back in February. So I think I'm going to be down in Florida. I'm going down to Florida a week from tomorrow, and maybe Adam, me and you'll take off and go to Omaha from there.
Works. I like it.
So I might get to Florida and Adam not be there because he's still in Athens watching us take care of business. But who knows where the Pack Homer podcast is going to come to you from next Sunday night. But we will have another show this week. It'll be the first time in Pack Homer history that we got a midweek podcast. Absolutely looking forward to it. Guys, please follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X/Twitter at Pack Homer Pod. We really enjoyed it. I'll tell you what, too. It's really cool to go to the ballpark last night. I shouldn't even say this on the pod, but okay, I'm going to throw you under the bus, Wes. Last night on the podcast, or last night at the ballpark, somebody said, well, where's Adam and Wes? Are they here? I said, well, Wes is here somewhere. And they said, is Wes the one always popping the cans open on the podcast? I said, yes, that's him.
What? It's not always me. I got a twist off tonight.
I did too. But man, it's been a lot of fun following this team. We're going to have you a full coverage next week from Athens, Georgia. We'll give you the Pack versus Dogs overview, and really excited to do it. Anybody got any final words before we jump tonight?
All good here, man. Just got all Pack fans should give respect to A-Vent where it's due. I mean, it's an unbelievable program. Yeah, hey, and there's no reason that it has to only be like that for a regional. It should be like that for any conference series. That's how it should be from a fan support. There's no reason it shouldn't be like that, like it is for 15 or 20 other programs across the country. Those guys need the support.
Yeah, absolutely. If you showed up at the Doak this weekend, you know how special of an environment we can make it as Pack fans, and no shade at all for Dave Dorn. We love Coach Dorn, and no shade at all to Kevin Keats, who took us to the Final Four this year. That was just unbelievable experience. But Coach Haven has been putting a top 25 program on the field for a long time. And like Wesley just said, gosh, support the man. Support this program. It's a lot of fun. There ain't nobody that was at Doak Field this weekend that can say they didn't have a lot of fun. And don't take a whole lot of folks to pack that place out. So I hope you guys support the Pac 9. And I'm ashamed that I'm not going to make it to Athens next weekend, but I hope that our listeners that are available to make it down there next weekend are already booking their hotel rooms and their tickets and going to cheer on this baseball team. We can't wait to watch them.
I was just going to echo Wes's comments from earlier. Love the school, love this team. I'm excited that we're keeping it going. So,
Adam, I might have to send the stickers back to you if you go to Athens. You can pass out the rest of them.
I don't know that there'll be a lot of. It's going to be a limited Wolfpack crowd down there. Man, they don't exactly have that big of a stadium either for the SEC. I don't feel like
it's pretty big. I think they did a pretty big renovation in the last couple of years. I thought I heard
them say tonight during the Georgia Tech game though 4,000.
Yeah, I don't know the number, but did you see the suites they have at the bottom level?
Man. That's going to be distracting for our guys that've been pitching at the Doak.
Hey, if I can get in one of those suites, I'll say the hell with the member guests, and I'll be in Athens if I can get one of those suites. That's what I'm going to work on tomorrow, is try to get in one of those field level suites behind home plate in Athens.
I want to see what Duden's 92 mile an hour slider looks like from ground level.
Give people their time back.
Well, we're gonna get out of here. We hope.
Call your mama with the extra time that we're giving you back.
Yeah. We hope that the Tigers beat the piss out of the Tar Heels tomorrow in Chapel Hill. And
that's weird.
I know. I hope number 47 goes 0 for 5 with 6 strikeouts. If that's possible, I know it ain't.
But LSU win. But we'll
take LSU dub. Go Tigers. And guys, got a big one next week. 2 away from Omaha. Go Pack.
Go Pack.
Oh.